Welcome back, everybody, to Spookier Celluloid, and today I'm reviewing Invaders of the Lost Gold, aka Greed, aka Horror of Safari? Safari Horror? Yeah, Horror Safari. A film with many titles, and this is one, of course, that I bought, as you can see on the cover, probably for Laura Gemser. However, when I finally popped it in tonight, I found out that this is really a who's who of grindhouse exploitation cinema. A lot of people that worked on this that I usually really appreciate their work. First and foremost, it is of course the producer De Crandall who brought us such classics as Pieces, The Sex French Murders, which was a pretty decent giallo starring Barbara Boucher, and Girl in Room 2A, and just a bunch of trashy exploitation goodness. And this is also directed by Alan Birkinshaw, the man behind Horror Moon. What is that movie? It's that really sleazy exploitation British film that I kind of enjoyed for how trashy it was, and of course most popular probably for Don't Open Till Christmas. And the cast is also pretty impressive. Stuart Whitman, Edmund Purdom, and Woody Strode, who I found out is an actor that's like in a shit ton of spaghetti westerns that I like, and of course Laura Gemser. So does this make this movie better? No. At first I was kind of skeptic because I looked at IMDb before I wanted to watch it a long time ago, and I was scared away by the score. And after watching it, no, I do not agree with the score. However, I do not think that this is anything close to a good movie. I think on IMDb it has 3.2 out of 10, which is a bit low, because let's be honest, there's nothing offensively bad about this one. There's nothing also so bad that it makes it good. It's just pretty standard, and it's just all around fairly boring, fairly uneventful. And there's a picture. I just saw this. Okay, I'm gonna try. There's this right there, this picture of Laura Gemser, this isn't from this movie. This movie was made in 80s, 82, and Laura Gemser in this film has short hair. So yeah, I don't know. I think they took this still from one of the Emmanuel films, because yeah, there's nothing like that in this movie. Anyways, what is this about? Well, it actually starts off pretty good. The first 15 minutes are really entertaining. It starts in the Philippines on an island during the Japanese occupation of the Philippines during World War II, which is funny because we actually talked about that today in my class. And they get attacked by the natives of the island, and they are forced to forfeit their gold that they were mining, and also using the Filipinos as slaves. So it starts off like that. It's actually a pretty decent action scene. You have the Japanese army firing at the natives, and then you have the natives attacking them with like spears and traps, and it's pretty cool. There is not a lot of gore, but you know, it's still fairly entertaining. And then the movie just becomes your pretty standard jungle adventure film. You know, you have Edmund Purdom, who 36 years later, so in around the time this was made, so like 82, goes to Japan on the hunt for a map that will bring him to the Lost Gold, therefore the title of the Lost Gold, and he goes to see the last 3 surviving Japanese officers or military people that were present during the first attempt, and the first one is like, no, never. So of course Edmund Purdom just shoots him, which, by the way, nobody like ever questions the legality of that. He just blasts away, and he steals the map, and then he goes to see another military Japanese guy, and that man seppuku's self, like, he kills himself, and then Edmund Purdom is again baffled, so he's gonna go find the final member of the Japanese army, that was present during that time, and that person does accept for about 25% of the gold. So that person's job is to find exactly where the gold is, because apparently they know where they hid it, even though it's been 36 years and the jungle has probably changed a lot. But whatever, they will find them. And then we find out that Edmund Purdom is gonna work with another British guy, and then the rest of the film, well, the rest of the beginning is on like the Philippines, and we meet the rest of our character. The character that is played by Stuart Whitman is this alcoholic guy that apparently really knows the jungle, so they hire him. However, he has a past with Edmund Purdom's character, which leads to some drama. And then whenever they go back to the jungle to find the gold, that's where we meet Laura Gemser's character, which is underutilized. She's in the movie for not so long. She dies fairly quickly. We just have one nudity scene, which is kind of sad. I almost didn't recognize her at first, because as I said, she has short hair and like a hat. And then they, go in the jungle. They die one by one. They're either killed by nature, like a snake or a crocodile. Laura Gemser just drowns, but she's pulled into the water by something, but we never know what that is. And then there are some few traps and whatever. At the end, everybody double crosses each other. And yeah, that's the movie. It has moments where it's kind of okay, I guess. I really like Stuart Whitman's character, that that drunk jungle guy that probably has been to Nam. And Edmund Purdom is of course always a blast, especially playing this sleazy British guy. It's really fun. Other than that, there's not much to this. Like I said, it's not offensively bad. It's just, it does the worst crime a movie can do, especially an exploitation film. It's just kind of boring. You're just kind of bored, and everybody has seen a film like this. There's not enough sleaze to bring it back. There's not enough like the natives don't really do anything. They're just there at the beginning and for like a flash or at the end. If this turned into like a jungle cannibal film, it would probably have been better. It tries to be a good movie, but that's not what this should be. This should be straight up jungle exploitation, but it just ends up being a pretty okay meh film in the jungle. This was released by Severin Films, of course, who brought us a lot of films with Laura Gemser. As I said, the back kind of lies, because this is clearly not from this movie. This is like a still of a film you can find easily on Google if you look up Laura Gemser. There is a decapitation scene, which, yes, there is a decapitation scene in this. The cover is really better than the movie itself, which this is like an American GI, but there are no American GI. This is Laura Gemser naked. She gets naked like once. Yeah, it's really forgettable. I'm tempted to give this a rewatch, probably not soon, just because I like to watch movies twice before making up my real mind. However, after my first watch, I give this a 5.32 out of 10. It's pretty average. It's just not offensively bad and not great. So yeah, that was Invaders of the Lost Gold, starring the beautiful Laura Gemser and a bunch of British and American cunts.